What's good, everybody? Welcome back to y'all know what it is, dog. Golf and Gospel podcast, man. The podcast where the bigger outlets steal from us, and sometimes y'all don't like supporting us, but that's cool, man. But if you're here, like and subscribe, rate us on Spotify, help the kids out. We are here to talk all things golf: LPGA, PGA, Epson Tour, Live Golf, whatever it is, golf. We're here to break that joint down. Again, guys, I'm Geremy Davis, former NFL player and host of Golf and Gospel. And again, we got the best PT in the state of Arizona. And Arizona Cardinals having all these injuries. They just hired Nate Wong. Hey, man, we looking at a Super Bowl contending team is all I'm saying, dog. But again, guys, we're just so grateful you guys are here, from returning listeners, new listeners, man. We appreciate you guys so much, man. So lots of things to talk about, man. The women, they just finished with their last major. Cam Young just got his first win. It's 1,000 where they're on the PGA. But we're going to start off with women's golf, man. So Nate, AIG winner, another rookie. We didn't get it right, man. We knew it wasn't going to be a two-time winner. We haven't seen it all year. But is it Yamashita? Is that how you say it? Yeah. Played incredible, bro, for a rookie.
Yes.
And now she's also contending for Rookie of the Year with Rio Takita. But I would love to hear your thoughts about, the AIG Women's Open.
Yes, dude. So it makes me think my brother in college was not good at putting, except unless it was for par.
I would say Aaron still sucks at putting.
All my teammates would joke and be like, my brother can't make a 3-footer for birdie, but can make a 30-footer for par.
Yeah.
So
it's funny, and I've seen that live too, which is crazy.
Yeah, like he would make long putts for par, and Yamashita, she would make bombs for par today.
Yeah,
like,
she was saving.
Didn't make a lot of bogeys, except for I think she had one on 17.
Yeah. It got close. It got scary at the end for sure.
It got close. She had like a risk for bogey like on 13 or 14. I can't quite remember. And that was when like Charley Hull just made a birdie. So it was like she was like 11 under, and then Yamashita was 12 and like had like a iffy par save that she had to make. And then she made that and never lost the lead or never got to tie. She always had the solo lead all day on Saturday. On Sunday.
Crazy.
So very impressive for a rookie. I
know.
Because she was leading after Friday, right? Like, she was after round 2. She was in the lead.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way she hangs on. She's a rookie. And it's a major. And then, like, not only that, but there's, like, gigantic crowds following Charley Hull. And she can easily hear that crowd from, like, the next hole. Because it's, like, Charley Hull is a big name. And it's her home field advantage.
For sure.
So,
I saw a comment Charlie Hill saying she didn't even think she was gonna make the cut. Like that was her mindset. Yeah, that's her mindset going into the match, which I thought was weird. I want to make sure I'm not misquoting that, but I believe I saw that like on Women's Golf Digest or something like that. But I'm like, why would you go in with that mindset? But she played incredible.
Yeah, she played really well. Did she play well today? Her putter was hot, except for like towards the end of her round today, and she obviously did great on Saturday. So
yeah. There's one thing I do want to mention about Charley Hull. We talked about this probably early in the weekend, man. When she had her interview, she talked about how like golf is essentially losing its creativity with all the advances in technology and stuff, which totally understand that. I mean, there are certain shots you don't have to be creative with anymore because the ball might help you or the club might help you. And when she said that, I was like, I agree. Now, a guy like me, I need those technological advances because I'm not hooping like them. However, I did not like her second comment in regards to saying, I would not watch golf today. And my issue with that is, one, as a golf fan and what golf is trying to do as an overall entity, they're trying to get new people into watching golf. They're trying to get new fans into playing golf. And as a focal face in the LPGA, for you to say something like that, I believe there's a huge risk of losing viewers for golf. And respectively, I'm always watching LPGA because I got friends on the LPGA. I have a lot of women on Golf and Gospel from women's golf. But LPGA already struggles with viewership on its own. And to say something like that, I think that's going to put a huge hindrance on what the new LPGA commissioner, Craig Kessler, is doing with trying to get more viewership to women's golf. And when she says something like that, the analogy I had in my head is kind of like if Lamar Jackson, someone who's a very good player, hasn't won the big show yet, but has been close, says, hey, I don't think you guys should come to a Baltimore Ravens game, or you should not watch us on Monday night.
Yeah.
And I bet the commissioner, NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell, will be like, why would you say something like that? You're going to hurt revenue. You're going to hurt viewership. You're going to hurt the people who are getting to the game of football or want to watch football. So when Charley said that, she probably had no ill intentions in saying that. But in regards to, again, golf trying to grow the sport, win more fans over, and specifically women's golf, I think that comment maybe, at least for me as a fan, can hurt viewership for women by her saying that. Everything before what she said, spot on. Totally understand. But to say that I, as a face of the LPGA, I would not watch golf, I think that can become a huge issue for new fans or people who are getting into golf. Because I want my friends to watch golf. I want my friends to enjoy women's golf. But a face like Charley says that, they might be like, watch it, I'll watch it. She wouldn't even watch it. But I would love to hear your thoughts on that too, Nate.
Dude, so two things come to mind. Like, I think women's golf, they need, I don't want to say they need advantages. I still think they're hitting great shots.
For sure.
But it's like, if they want, there's like the whole thing with like guys being like a scratch golfer can be an LPGA Tour player, which is ridiculous. There's no way.
Negative.
There's no way. Like, I've played against a few girls on LPGA, and I'm like, they're really good.
I haven't won yet, and I'm not even a scratch golfer, but
yeah. And I played in the Big Ten. I had a scholarship to play in the Big Ten for golf, and I played against some of these girls, and it's like, if I played really well, I probably could have taken her, but it was like, man, she was solid. She was like the 60th ranked girl. It wasn't even like Nelly, you know.
Yeah.
So like,
Nelly's not even number one, so
I know. But anyways, but yeah, like with the issues of like scratch golfers or people thinking like scratch golfers can take these girls, it's like I kind of think about what Scottie said, and it's like when Scottie's all like, no one wants to watch people, hit average guy shots. They want to see these guys hit unbelievable shots, and I think that you can say the same thing for girls, like. We want to watch these girls hit ridiculous shots and, get holes in ones bouncing off the ball or something like that. We want to see that kind of stuff. And if you take away the advantage, then you take away more or less the entertainment value of golf. So I don't think like giving or better equipment, advantages or advances in technology is making the game of golf any worse or less artistic. I think when you texted me that, I was all like, does she remember the shot that Rory hit on 15 at the Masters? That was ridiculous, And there's just so many great shots this year still, like Keegan Bradley's putt, JJ Spawn's putt. Just thinking back, I'm like, dude, it's still amazing. Like when I think about like, do I think that guys are less able to more or less like control shots with their mind? And I'm like, no, I think it's amazing what they're doing. Like Scottie with his irons, like week after week. I just think I still think it's really, really fun to watch. You have the wow value is still there, if not more. We just see more like Tiger-esque shots. And that's what we want. That's exactly what we want.
Absolutely.
But I do think what you said was right. Like Charley was not ill-willed. I honestly wonder if someone asked her the question again, what she would say.
Yeah, I feel like she's kind of stern in her statements. Like I don't think she
might
would
double down. Yeah.
I don't think she will retract that statement at all. But again, like I said, for me as a golf fan in its entirety, but specifically women's golf, I think that comment could have some effect. But at the end of the day, I really hope that it doesn't. But in saying that, because I kept saying to myself, like, man, Charley, if you win this major, no one saw it because you told nobody to watch. You told everybody not to watch golf because you wouldn't. Well, you didn't tell them to, but you said I wouldn't watch golf. So it's like if you'd have won, no one would even know you won until we went on IG. Now, granted, would she have cared if we watched? Probably not, because she just won her first major in her home country. Yeah. She's probably just happy in general. But like I said, I've been watching a lot of the LPGA podcast by Hope Barnett, and then obviously the home Emma Talley, and they had Craig Kessler on. He's trying to do so much to advance women's golf and increase viewership and stuff. So for her to say that, I'm just like, you can't do that, man. We're really trying to build this sport up. But at the end of the day, huge win for Yamashita. Now I believe she's second in the Rookie of the Year race behind Rio Takeda, who's been playing incredible as well. The next thing I want to talk about that I just kind of emphasized on, Nelly loses her spot as number one golfer after 17 months straight. And last week or 2 weeks ago, we had this discussion. I said, hey, is she going to lose her spot or do we find someone from the field? I said the 22-year-old phenom Gino was going to take that spot. You thought Nelly was safe. Her not finishing inside the top 25 finally dethroned her, and now it's Gino's league. But what do you think this means for Nelly going forward?
All right. Yeah. I was in church today. You texted me that.
I was in church today too, guys, but I do be locked in, but sometimes a notification pops up here and there.
Yeah, no, this was like walking in, and I was all like, you texted me the thing, and I was all like, I don't know why this crossed my mind, but I was like, does this mean, what if this is foreshadowing for Scottie next year?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. The thing is, well, let's just see. But I highly doubt it because no one's looked threatening. Like last year, even though Nelly went on a crazy tear, there were some times like other people looked threatening. Like every time Scottie wins, no one's ever threatening, which is every time when I say he wins, I'm like, well, that was boring. Like truth be told, I don't want to jump into men's golf if I want to respect women's golf. But even if we look at the Wyndham Championships, it was impressive because Kem's about to get his first win, but it was boring because no one was contending.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Like a better words, you know what I'm saying? But I highly doubt that's foreshadowing for Scottie. That would be ridiculous.
No, it made me I'm like, what if this means this time next year, Scottie loses number one spot, Tiger keeps his, streak going for long.
He still has a long time to go to even catch that.
Yeah. But anyways, I do feel bad for Nelly. I feel like she was the face of the LPGA like this time last year. Like she won 7 or 8 events or something like that. And and she's a good-looking girl and everyone loves her. She's like little girls want to get her autograph and stuff like
all
that.
The time,
so I mean, she still is to some extent. And she's still like a great ambassador for the game.
For sure.
But it sucks. I think I texted you. I'm like, I'm going to come up with every excuse I can for Nelly Korda. Just like I did whenever my college coaches were like, Nate, what happened? I'm like, well, the wind. It was raining. My putter was. If I need to get fitted for a putter again.
Yeah. Ned's gonna have to have a long conversation with TaylorMade, hopefully about figure some stuff out, or maybe it's just something she has to refine. I hope she doesn't have to refine too much of her game, because that can be very scary. I mean, we see what happened with Max Homa trying to refine his swing. Yeah. Same thing with Victor Hovland, just trying to refine. Like, it's scary. Now, if it's just something putting wise, he should be fine. Because like Scottie just had to change his putter, and we see he went crazy. Now he's winning everything by 4 or 5 strokes. So a lot of times it's just been Nelly's putter. So hopefully, and guys, there's plenty of LPGA golf left. There's just the last major. You still got the CME Championships in November, but I think next will be, I think the Portland Classic is next or something like that. But I think the women are about to have either a week or 2 weeks off before they get into that. But it's still plenty of season to go. Nelly can go crazy. And we keep talking about how in women's golf there hasn't been a 2-time winner. Nelly hasn't won once yet. So it's still high chances for her, because we don't think we're going to see a repeated winner so far this year.
Yeah, but no, I think what you said was right. Like, she needs to have a long conversation with TaylorMade, because it's not her, it's TaylorMade. So TaylorMade, y'all need to make her a new putter.
Absolutely.
Get the engineers together, get the R&D team to come up with a new putter, so the putts will drop for her. Okay.
But then even when we say that, we think about what Charlie said. She don't want any more advances in technology. You just got to be creative and figure it out.
Charlie Hull's a TaylorMade girl too. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I want to move on to this, man. So I'm hurt by this. So it got announced today that the Annika Sorensen Major Award winner is Minjee Lee, just squeaking past the homie Mal Sago, dog. And I went back because I'm like, man, we got to look at these numbers, man. No way Minjee Lee should beat Mal Sago. But I went back and looked at all the majors this year. Go back to the Chevron. Mal Sago was the winner. Minjee Lee finished T14. We look at the Evian. Mal Sago finished T38. Minjee Lee finished T3. The KPMG, I think this is where they separated here. Minjee Lee won that, and Mal missed the cut. And then look at the U.S. Women's Open. Mal finished T4, Minjee Lee with T22. And then the AIG, Mal finished T11th, and then Minjee Lee finished T13. So obviously the KPMG really hurt Mal for winning. Yeah, I know. Because at first I'm like, man, if Minjee Lee just keeps kind of dropping a little bit and Mal can get a nice finish this week, maybe that can separate. But then Minjee Lee started climbing back, just finished 2 spots below Mal Sago and takes that away. But again, guys, plenty of golf left. That's just one award. I'm hoping Mal goes crazy. She wins LPGA Golf for the Year. But the way Gino is playing, it's a long task for Mal to do that.
I still think, dude, for a while, I was looking at the stats stuff, and I'm like, I felt like it was Gino's league, but I don't know. I think right now it's anybody's league, especially with Nelly being dethroned. Gino has only won one tournament, and it wasn't a major. She was in the playoff for the Evian, but it was like, I still think it's. I think the LPGA Tour belongs to anybody right now. It's anyone can grab it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, obviously the PGA, it's like Scottie, and then who cares?
But at that point, no one, like I said, no one's threatening. I think just Gino's just super consistent. Finds herself in like top 7 a lot. I mean, nothing is categorized top 7. People are watching, but I'm just saying she's always finishing around there. And outside of that, it's just kind of always switching between other girls. Like we look at like Maya Stark, she hasn't really been dominant as she was since she first won the. Which major Open. Was it? The U.S. Open. Ingrid Lindblad, who I was high on to be Rookie of the Year, she hasn't really been finishing as strong. But the person who's just steadily up there all the time is Gino. Even Nelly's not always finishing up there.
Yeah.
You know, Lexi Thomas, she's been out for a couple of weeks. I think I saw her on IG saying she's just been trying to work on some personal things, but she's still golfing. Lydia Ko hasn't really been as dominant. I knew unfortunately, I say it was with respect, but I knew she wasn't going to defend her title. But the only person who was always kind of hovering around that area is Gino. And for the most part, it was Mal too until she missed that cut at the KPMG. But
I think
we'll see.
I think
she has
been up there. So like, and she's a rookie. But the cool thing is both of them are really young. So like, Gino is 22.
Yep.
How old is Rio Takeda? I think she's like 22,
not sure.
23.
Yeah, probably somewhere around
young
there.
Too.
Yep.
So but yeah, I think the LPGA can be anyone's right now. I think someone just needs to go get it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it closes out going all the way to November. I do want to close out with this in regards to the women's golf, the Epson Tour. And it's crazy with the Epson Tour, man. Sometimes you just get super hot on a weekend, man. This golfer who won this week was ranked 99 in Race for the Card. And again, we know top 15 advances to get their LPGA card. And I don't know her, so I always say the homie I don't know her. But the homie Leah John gets a victory this week at the the Ford Wynn Invitational. Yes. And it's crazy because she almost gave it away. She bogeyed 17, but ended up parring out to win by 1 stroke against Melanie Green, who is a homie, and Jennifer Chang, don't know her, but she still can be a homie. But it was good to see Leah get her first win. So shout out to her. She punches her ticket into the Epson Tour Championship in Indian Wells, which will be last weekend in September. And again, guys, if you want to see these Epson Tour girls play some golf, just go over to Golf and Gospel. See me play with Riley Rennell, Haley Cooper, Maddie McCary, Nicole LaRuppe. Just some dog of a talent on the Epson Tour, man. But we're going to head into the PGA. But before we get to the PGA and break down the Wydham Championships, if anyone in the Scottsdale area loves golf and you love art, West Sharkey of Range Performance is hosting an art show August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can come and go as you please between those hours. There will be some amazing art paintings that West did himself and an amazing food truck there as well if you get hungry. He and Jake claim these are the best tacos in Arizona. Me and Nate just went there. They're good, don't get me wrong, Well, we would love to know your opinion on these tacos too. So it's called Nunas. Nunas, is that who's?
Yeah, Nona's. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's who's catering
Yeah. I
at the
will
art
say,
show.
dude, to everybody listening, Wes's paintings are
They are
ridiculous.
fire. They are fire.
They are
Yeah.
really good. Because
Yeah.
he hangs it up at his golf shop there, and I'm like,
Yep. Yep.
I honestly thought that was just like a
A
canvas.
picture.
It's like a picture. I thought it was a picture. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It's
So
really impressive. Yeah,
it
his art's
really is.
really impressive.
It really is. So again, guys, if you love art, you love golf, you love socializing, you love tacos, again, August 23rd at Range Performance from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. But Nate, let's move on to the PGA. Let's talk about the Wyndham Championships. I will say overall, bro, we did a terrible job picking. When we really think about predictions, we did horrible, dog. I had Kevin Roy miss the cut. We both agreed on Keegan Bradley, missed the cut. We both agreed on Thomas Dentry, missed the cut. We both had Homer hoping he can make a playoff push, missed the cut. The only hope I had that I remember is I had Ricky Fowler. He made the cut. But tough outing, bro. Tough
Yeah,
outing, man.
I can't remember who else I picked, but I don't think any of them did well.
No one was threatening the leaderboard
But
at all, man.
in my
Go ahead.
defense, I was picking based off FedEx Cup and Ryder Cup, and I'm still
For
gonna
sure.
pick. And now I'm mostly gonna pick this next tournament about Ryder Cup. So I'm
Okay.
gonna stick to my guns here a little bit, but
I like it. I like it.
that's why it's gonna be a bunch of big whiffs probably.
Oh yeah, it probably will, bro. And people who've watched us before, again, like, subscribe, rate us on Spotify. I never pick Scottie because it's boring. So I am going to take
Yeah,
huge risk in predicting guys who I think can win the FedEx Cup playoff there. And these are guys that obviously are in the top 70, have to make a push again to the top 50 to advance. But again, let's give our respects to Cam Young, man. Got his first victory today at the Wyndham Championship, becoming the 1,000th winner in PGA Tour history. What did you think about his game, bro? Because he won by a long shot. I thought he was going to beat Tiger's record, I think, winning a match by 9 or more shots. Had a couple bogeys at the end, but played incredible the whole weekend.
Dude, yeah, I was hoping he was gonna win by 10 because
Yeah, that
he
was
was,
sick.
I think, minus 24, and then Meisner was like 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
But dude, just his putting was crazy. He had I think his strokes gained putting was like plus 10.
He was number one in the field.
Yeah, and so yeah, putting wins, and yeah, I was very impressed with that. Putting just cleaned up everything for him. Like, he would miss some fairways and still kind of get near the green, chip it, get up and down, or if he can get a good approach shot, he would make the putt. Towards the end, he was like burning edges, so like his putting wasn't that impressive towards the end.
Yeah,
But
but
I
didn't need
feel
to
like
be
he
at that
was-
point.
Yeah, I feel like he was just coasting. But it was just like, you look up, he was minus 24. Look up again, minus 23. Look up again, he's minus 22. I'm like, he's just coasting,
Yeah. There's it is funny because Jim Nance was like, "All right, he said, all right, if Cam Young can just get 2 triple bogeys, we're looking at a playoff." I'm like, "All right, bro, that's not happening. That's not happening at all, man." But no, this is amazing to see Cam Young do this, man. He jumped up so many spots. I think now he's number 16 in the FedEx Cups. So he's pretty much going to be good for at least the BMW championships too, probably the Tour Championship as well. I mean, to see how he continues to do and see how other people play as well. But I do want to get into this, man. Who are some people that missed the cut or are not going to be in the playoffs this year, and what do we think they need to work on going into next season? And for instance, I'll start off. Maybe you have the same guy. I got to talk about my favorite golfer, Max Homa, man. I think the first thing Max Homa needs to do is establish a solid team. Too many ins and out with coaches, swing changes, club brands, caddies, man. Excuse me. He just couldn't establish any consistency throughout the season, man. I mean, he played incredible at the Masters. He really showed out. And I think it was one more tournament. I think it was either a signature event or another major where he looked really good again, too.
Yeah.
And we saw glimpses of his old self come alive, but he just couldn't string all 4 days together, which I think that's another thing in regards to consistency that Max is going to have to go into for next year. So it was just really tough to watch. I felt as if I'm a fan of the game of golf and I'm just rooting on golf in itself, but I couldn't root on my favorite golfer. I'm just like, You're not even contending at this point. A win for Max was making the cut, which I hate to say. And that's not no shade to him. It's just that's what type of year it's been for him, man. So I think one of the things he had to go into the offseason is just establishing a solid team. Continue to hone in on that new swing. Make it your new swing. Make it more muscle memory-esque as best you can. And hopefully next year we can see, 6-time PGA Tour winner Max Homa be more threatening in the field.
Yeah, dude, Max Homa was one of the guys. It was just like, dude, could he find that swing thought that would kind of last all 4 days? Because the thing is with golf is like you can have a swing thought that works for you one day, and then that swing thought makes you start to hit a bunch of blocks and slices.
Yeah, gosh, yeah.
And I think that's, if Max can kind of find that one thought, or if he is able to like find one thought for the day, another thought for the next day, and kind of keep moving through the week, or whatever. There's probably tons of things about his game that he probably wants to work on. Yeah,
this is what we just said from the outside in.
Yeah. I have no idea. I have no idea what he's thinking, But
right.
I think another guy that has some stuff to work through is Joel Dahman.
Yeah,
he doesn't
for sure.
The reason why I say that is because he had a great showing after day one. He shot 61 or something like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then, but yeah, putter wasn't working the rest of the week. And then he also just he's going to get a new caddy, or he has a new caddy. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if there's got to be like this new caddy player chemistry he has to work through, because him and Gino were like best buds. And
oh my gosh.
How do you replace that? That was like Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, It's like,
well, I heard those two hated each other, so I don't know if that's the best analogy.
I'm just saying like the passing on, for the caddy.
Caddy, yeah, okay, that makes sense,
for the caddy position, yeah. So it's like, how do you fill Gino's shoes if you're gonna be Joel's next caddy? It's like, I know you and your old caddy were best buds, so
that's a good.
You want to be best friends?
Yeah. I agree. I had Joe Damon too. My whole thing was just care, bro. That's the only thing. Just care. When you care, you play great golf, man. I will hope with this new caddy, it forces him to care because him and Gino were so cool. Not to say that this was the case or Gino wanted this, but like sometimes when he just be like, oh, whatever, and just kind of putts, it's like you're making Gino lose money, bro. Like focus. Yeah. And if you get a new caddy, bro, you can't be playing with their wallet like that. Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? So at that point, I'm just saying, just care, bro. But to Joe Damon's credit, I'm probably jumping the gun here, man. He played really good, jumped up 8 spots. Now he's like at 91. And remember, we were talking about he's at the 101, so he gets inside of the top 100, which is now the new positioning for tour status. So
to keep him in the league,
keep him in the league. I will say my next one, man, is Tom Kim, bro. He has to go into this offseason really refining his iron play, bro. He was ranked 148 in green and regs. So obviously he was not doing well on approach shots, or maybe he was missing off the tee. Maybe he has to get better at scrambling. I think it's a lot that was going on with him. I wonder if it's just mental. I wonder if it's refining the swing. Not sure, but from a statistical standpoint, 148 in green and regs, and his putting was not helping at all. He was ranked 163. And it got so bad for him this weekend that he actually withdrew. Now, could he have had an injury? Probably. I'm not sure. I'm not there. Maybe a foot hurt, back hurt, or something. Or maybe it was a mental thing. Like, you know what? I'm not going to make the playoffs anyway. My ranking's not going to hurt that much. I think now he's at like 90. He went from 92 to 96. That's where Tom Kim's ranked in the FedEx Cup.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But, yeah, he withdrew, man. So I think there's a lot of refining. I hope there's no caddy change. I like Paul Tesori. He's a really great guy. Loves Jesus, bro. I don't want him to make that caddy change. I know sometimes this is a business thing, and I'm not trying to speculate anything, guys. But I think the things he needs to work on is iron play and get into his putting for sure.
Yeah, that speculation is completely fair based off how this year has been going.
The season's been going
for caddies.
For sure.
That is crazy because he was leading what event? It was like early in the year. He starting off pretty hot. Yeah, he led like 2 tournaments, and then he kind of fell out. It was like some signature event, I think he was leading.
He had 1 top 10 this year. Oh, Pebble Beach. He was T7.
Pebble Beach.
Yeah, played really good. Outside of that, he played terrible. But that Pebble Beach is early in the season, so
Yeah, season's long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, season's super long. Yeah, I actually didn't even know that about Tom Kim. So,
Yeah.
um, dude, so there's another guy I think has to do some stuff, has to work on some stuff. He's in the playoffs. He's in the tour champion. He's probably gonna be in the tour championship. But I think our homie Xander Schauffele needs to
Yeah.
figure some
Yeah.
stuff out.
Yeah.
And it's just the expectations of who he is, especially based off last season, his 2024 season. Like
It's incredible.
he was in contention. Like, dude, we were like, someone can finally challenge Scottie Scheffler.
He
Maybe not
was.
every time. Yeah, maybe not every time, but like a lot of the time, he can
Yeah.
challenge Scottie. And this year, he hasn't really challenged anybody. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I don't know exactly what he needs to work on. I mean, we can always revert to putting because it's
For
like
sure. For sure.
putting. If you can get plus 10 strokes gained in putting, you're probably going to be top five.
Yeah. 100%.
But I do think, yeah, like I would like to see Xander make a little bit more noise, be in contention a little bit more, yeah, in a lot of these big events.
Yeah, we'll see how he does going into the playoffs because his game has been trending as we saw how he played over there in Scotland when it comes to
Yeah,
links course. Yeah, I'm gonna say two guys because they are the same issue. Sahith Theegala and Will Zalatoris, man. Sahith Theegala battling injuries, he just can never get his neck to properly match the intensity he wanted to play in his golf game. Man, had to withdraw a couple times, missed some tournaments. I feel like he's going to do FedEx Cup fall and play in that. You definitely have to figure out the thing that's going on with his neck. And the other person, like I said, Will Zalatoris, he had to get a second back surgery in May, herniated
Oh,
disc.
did he really? He had another
Yeah,
back
bro,
surgery?
it's another back surgery, bro. Yeah, so Will Zalatoris, man, you hope he can get healthy. I don't know. A back is so tricky, bro, when it comes to golf, your rotation and everything, man. But we know it's possible. I mean, Tiger got back surgery, went on to win the Masters in 2019.
Yeah,
And I'm sure there are other stories too about guys having back surgeries and coming back successful. But this both of their things have nothing to do with the physical game of golf itself. It's just the injuries. It's just staying healthy. To see them come back into a height that they both were projected to be at this certain point. Like we always talk about with Heath Theegala, again, if he's in his third or fourth year, this is the time you want to see a
yeah,
player extend and show that, like, oh man, like he is going to be a threat in this league for a long time. And unfortunately, he just took steps backwards, which is injuries are out of his control. I mean, they can be in your control, but out of control. If you've been taking care of your
sure.
body all year and stuff, and just stuff so happens to happen, out of your control. I feel like that was the case with me in my football career. Like I did everything, hydrated, mobility, flexibility, ate right. Hamstrings just like, nah, bro, I don't want to do this. But then sometimes if you're out there drinking, eating bad, not working on your mobility, then sometimes it is your fault. I'm going to assume for Steve Theegala in his case, he's doing everything he can, but it's just
Yeah,
unfortunately his neck keeps doing it. Same with Will Zalatoris too. I'm sure he's doing everything to prevent his back from doing the things that it was doing. But herniated discs are nothing to joke about. I think the first one he got, he kept saying like something kept compressing against his spine, and that's what was causing another issue. So I would say those are the things for those two. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And, or what they can simply do is fly to Arizona and go see you.
yeah. No, spine is tough. There's a lot going on, and yeah, it's tough because it's like historically, like society doesn't want you to use your back. They're like, hey, make sure you brace and make sure you do all these things to protect your back. And actually, like a recent study just came out to show that like the people who actually use their back more get better faster, and have like less of a fear of using their back. And fear is like very very strongly linked with prognosis of low back pain.
Wow.
But it was just it was recent study that was just published in Australia, and I actually
Oh,
haven't looked through
nice.
it, so I might have misquoted it. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now you're all good,
yeah,
bro. Yeah, that
yeah,
makes
like
sense, man. Is there anybody else you had a thought on, or by any chance? I got one more, but
that was. I mean, I agree with you about the Will Zalatoris and Sahith. Like,
yeah,
I want to see them both do really well. So
yeah.
I think I told you I was looking at like some of my old tournaments and stuff. Did or the Heather Farr, like Sahith Theegala played in that and stuff like that, and then Will Zalatoris played in a tournament here in Arizona that I played in. So I'm a fan of both those guys. I played in tournaments against them. I think Will beat me and I think I got Sahith. I can't remember, but like,
Yeah.
but they're both way younger than me, and I think like when I beat them, I was a senior and they were like a sophomore. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, so like I had a huge advantage, like just age wise and stuff like that. But still, can say so I remember when Will Zalatoris was trying to win the Masters or the PGA
Yeah.
or something like that. My brother beat him in that tournament. It
Yeah.
was like he got first, and this Will Zalatoris got third.
Yeah.
My brother's like, I'm the biggest Will Zalatoris fan. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
let's go, Will. I hope, yeah.
I was going to bring that up too. Like, well, Aaron can at least say he beat Will Zalatoris, man. So
Yeah, so let's go, Will. Let's figure the back out, you know.
absolutely, man. I do want to talk about a few more players that kind of like did well this weekend that just improved their standings, whether that's playoff or sticking inside the top 100. So Matt Schmid just snuck in at 70 currently as we're talking.
Did he really?
Yeah, because I was looking at the FedEx Cup like live standings, so it kind of moves as things are going on.
Yeah.
And Matt Schmid, yeah, snuck in at 70. And again, I want to be a credible source for everyone who listens. Again, like and subscribe. FedEx Cup standings. Here you go. If I scroll all the way down to 70, Matt Schmid, bro. So I think Matt Schmid is safe. It sucked because Davis Thompson, I think he went to UGA, was super close. And I think he bogeyed one. I think it was either 16th or 17th. And he climbed up. He jumped 7 spots, but he halted at 71 because he made that bogey on that hole. So sucks for him.
Shoot.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. But Matt Schmid, someone who's teasing Ryder Cup for the European team.
Yeah.
Yeah, is able to continue to show off his resume in the playoffs. He has to play well because he's not in top 50, but really good for Matt Schmid. The other thing I want to speak about is Chris Kirk jumped up 12 spots. He's inside the top 70, man, so good for him. And when we go to our tour car, I mentioned this guy earlier, Joel Damon, jumped up 8 spots to get inside the top 100. And then the guy who got, I believe, solo second that you mentioned, Mac Maisner, jumped up 66 spots and actually finished really well at the Wydham. So really good in regards to tour status and whatnot, man. The next thing I want to transition into is Rory is skipping out on the FedEx Cup Championships. I have 2 takes, but I want to give you the floor to hear your thoughts in regards to Rory McIlroy doing that.
Wait, is he skipping out on the whole thing or just the St. Jude?
I think just the St. Jude.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't. It makes you think of like the Caleb Presley from Barstool, like the Sunday Conversations.
Yes.
And it's like he had Max Homa on there. And he's all like,
Yes.
It seems like you keep good work-life balance because in the biggest of events, you don't work the weekends.
I remember that. Yo, Caleb, you know what's funny about that, bro? So my homeboy, his name's Kareem. We call him Reem. He works out with me at Exos. I didn't know Caleb Presley played quarterback at UNC. Now he was a walk-on. Yeah, I did not know that, and that is hilarious. And I think that guy is super funny. I love everything he does with Drewski. I love his Sunday. Is it Sunday? What's the
Sunday Conversations? Yeah,
yeah, bro. Those are hilarious.
Dude, I heard of Caleb Presley because he was on SportsCenter a long time. Like it was in 2015, I think, and then he was called the supervisor of morale.
Yes.
When he was at UNC, and like one of my buddies would always like, whenever someone has he's like a good time, he's always like, "You're the supervisor of morale." So
yeah, that's exactly what my boy Reem said. Kareem Martin. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
that is hilarious.
Yeah, but anyways, when Rory's like dipping out on him, like, dude, you're just not gonna show up to work, like. And I guess so. You know how like Rory makes these comments about how like the PGA should compensate for travel and like these meetings that are mandatory, they should kind of make it a compensation. It's like, well, if they don't compensate you for that, then they can also then that means they can't fine you if you don't play in some of these events. Yeah. And so I'm like, you can't have it both ways. But maybe that's just him making a statement. It's like, hey, if you don't, because he does get eyeballs on TV screens. Like he helps with ratings.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, I don't know, maybe to the new PGA Tour commissioner, like, hey, if we start compensating you guys for travel and these meetings that you have to be at and stuff like that, that means we can fine you if you don't go to some of our tournaments that we want you to play in.
Yeah. So yeah. Here's my take, bro. kind of like you said, I think there should be some type of penalty for skipping out on the playoffs. Granted, I understand everything you did in the regular season, you've earned the positioning to be in the Tour Championship. But I think
Yeah.
there should be a sense of risk factor, just kind of like how in the NFL, how a number one seed can lose to an eighth seed, or in March Madness, a number two seed can lose to a 15th seed. I think he
Right.
should be. I think he should play in that first round. Now, granted, I doubt he plays bad where he drops all the way, beyond 51 at that point. But I think there should be some penalization there for him skipping out
Oh yeah.
on that and whatnot, man. And I don't think it's fair. Again, I do understand he earned that privilege to be in the Tour Championship by how he played in the regular season, but I think it's a weak move. However, if there is a family situation going on,
Yeah.
then I can respect it. Because if we want to applaud Scottie for saying something like, if golf becomes in front of my family, I will end golf right now, and we applaud that, like, that's amazing, Scottie, family first. And Rory's doing the same thing, then we should applaud Rory for the same act that we
Oh
would
yeah,
if
for
it was
sure.
Scottie. Absolutely, bro. I think sometimes because of the moral character that Scottie is, we kind of give him a pass with a lot of things. And then
Mhm.
unfortunately, Rory's character, he's not like an evil guy or anything, but like he rubs us off the wrong way sometimes where we don't give him the same grace we would give Scottie. But I'm doing that right now in terms of like if it's like a personal situation with family, his wife or something like that, and he's saying this is bigger than golf, shout out to you, Rory. I highly respect that. But if you're just saying like you don't feel like it, you're weak, Rory. You're weak. But we don't know, and I'm not here to speculate anyone's personal life. I don't want this podcast to be about speculating someone's personal life. I want it to be strictly golf and uplift people in their character. And if someone's playing bad, talk about what they need to work on and encourage them. That's what I want it to be about. So I just had those two thoughts in my head, depending on which one it is. We may never even come to know which one it is. He didn't feel like
Yeah.
it, or maybe it's a personal matter, because sometimes they'll interview him, he won't speak on it, and he has every right not to speak on it. Like, that's his
Mhm.
personal business. But, yeah, bro, he better not just be weak and just be skipping out on that, because I think that would be super terrible.
Yeah. No, but dude, what I kind of now that I said that, I kind of think like what because on Full Swing, because when he was a part of the like the players associate not association like the
That's
student
true.
council for the PGA,
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, like the players association, like when he was
Mm-hmm.
on like the president of that, he's all like, yeah, we have these mandatory meetings that the PGA has for all its players, and it's like we don't get
Mm-hmm.
paid for that, and we
Mm-hmm.
have to figure out our way to do that. And what if it's like kind of like a statement, like you
Yeah.
know, because he looks at other leagues like, hey, if they have meetings, if they have practices, if they have games, the tour will compensate for their travel and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or they'll arrange their travel. And it's like, yeah, if you don't arrange the stuff for me, then you can't find me if I don't show
Yeah.
up. But yeah, for the punishment as far as like rankings go, like the tour can do that. That
Yeah.
you don't have to compensate someone for that.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. All right, man. We're going to move on to now predicting the FedEx Cup Championship, man. And we have a special guest coming in. He's going to come in a quick second. And like I said, we got our guest in here, the homie Bruce Quickel, man. Served as a comeback medic for 8 years, man. Brave guy. And also caddies on the Epson Tour for the homie, past guest, Sophia Hossman, who actually made the cut this weekend. We're really happy. I think she finished
Let's
like
go.
51st or something like that. So, good for her after, I think, coming off back-to-back cuts missed. So, shout out to the homie Sophie, excuse me. Hopefully she can continue to trend upwards as the rest of the Epson Tour continues. But Bruce, dog, we're super happy to have you on here to break down some golf, dog.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's my first ever. First time ever
Yes,
doing something like this. So cool,
there
cool.
we
I
go,
Cool,
appreciate
man.
you
cool.
guys.
Absolutely, man. If y'all want to hear more about Bruce's story, just go to Golf and Gospel. It's when I had the Veteran Golf Association golf outing, sat down with 3 vets. Bruce was one of them, man. Loves Jesus, has a heart to serve, man, and a pretty good golfer. He beat me pretty bad at Longbow not too long ago. Uh, but right now we're going to be discussing golf and not necessarily playing golf on the podcast, man. So we got the FedEx Cup playoffs coming up, Memphis, Tennessee. If anyone's there, go get some barbecue, man. Best barbecue in the country. I'm born in Memphis, so I will be biased to that statement.
Oh,
Yes, absolutely, man. But we look at TPC Southwind, par 70, 7,228 yards. It's the total yardage for the course. It's known to have some of the smallest greens on tour. And the key stats for success this week is strokes gained approach, scrambling, driving accuracy, as well as par for scoring. So how we break things down, Bruce, as you've listened before, and we appreciate you listening to Golf and Gossip Podcast, get 4 predictions, 2 dark horses. We all go kind of snake order per se. And we're going to start off with Nate, man. Nate, who do you have winning the FedEx Cup Championship?
So, of course, I got to go with my guy, Victor Hovland. So, my favorite guy on tour. I honestly don't know his stats, but he's 10th in Ryder Cup right now. So,
okay, yeah.
Low-key, most of my picks are for people to try to make their pushes into the Ryder Cup. But yeah, and Victor Hovland is just my favorite guy. So, let's go, Victor. I think this is like week 5 of picking him. And
yeah, in a row. In a row.
Yes,
yeah, in a row in events that he's playing in. So, let's go, Victor.
He's terrible, man. He picks Victor every time, man. I mean, at least to his credit, his favorite golfer is still in the field. Like I said, Max Homa is at home. I don't know if he's going to do FedEx Cup fall and whatnot, but I would say I picked this guy a few times. He's kind of slowed down as of lately, man, but best putter on tour, as we've seen. He hasn't showed up clutch with that putter, as we saw in the RBC Canadian in the playoff against Ryan Fox, as well as the U.S. Open. But if he didn't get that call with the water, maybe we're talking a little different. Maybe it's not J.J. Spahn. We don't know. But I got Sam Burns, man. He averages about 27 putts around, which is incredible for a putter, man. And I think for him, it's not necessarily that I'm about to wow you guys with stats, but I think he needs to make a strong case for Ryder Cup as well.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know if I froze. Oh, we're good? Okay, I thought I froze. Sorry. But the thing is with Sam Burns, he has to make a strong case for Ryder Cup. And I know they were talking about, I listened to a podcast earlier on Golf Channel, and I'm going to cite my source because people steal from us. They don't like to cite us. However, Golf Channel was talking about how, like, when Zach Johnson was Ryder Cup captain, he let those top 6 kind of, like, have input on who they want on the team. And I don't want Sam to have to be dependent on Scottie Scheffler. They're best friends. They played really well in the President's Cup with each other last year, man. I want Sam Burns to be able to go out there and prove his own resume on the golf course. So I think for him, this is a good opportunity with a strong field, even though Roy's not playing, for Sam Burns to be dominant, show him that he can get hot again, like he had that little mini streak between the U.S. Open, the RBC Canadian, that he can prove his worth to Keegan Bradley. I almost said Zach Johnson, so I'm gonna go with Sam Burns.
All right. Well, first, Nate, you stole my first pick, but I asked Jeremy, I said, can we pick the same people? It's like fantasy, right? I was like,
you can,
but I'm not gonna do it.
It's not drafting. It's kind of like like on Sunday nights they have like you got Cowboys or Denver, and they can all pick Cowboys if they want.
Yeah.
I went pretty deep, so I'm not gonna do that. But Nate, my oldest daughter will be disappointed because she's like, Dad, no matter what, take Victor, because she's got a thing for Victor and that smile. I just gotta tell you right now. So, but I'm gonna go with back, Jeremy, you were saying about like the key stats for this week and stuff like that. And it's funny because it's some of the things I wrote down. But and the other thing is too, St. Jude, they only have TPC South and 2 par 5s. So I think that's why the par 4s are so important. But I'm just gonna go right for the jugular. Yeah. I'm going Sepp Straka.
Good pick.
So Sepp, he so I'm gonna keep looking at my stat sheets here. So in 2022, he finished second there at this tournament. In 23, he took T63, and in 24 last year, T61. But one of the big reasons is he's number 23 on tour right now at driving accuracy, 66%.
Nice.
And then he's number 23 in par 4 scoring average. So my first pick is Mr. Sepp Straka.
Yeah. Now that you said the thing about the small greens, I made me think about Victor Hovland has actually got to be up there with proximity because he was sticking it close at the U.S. Open. The only thing is he wasn't making putts, but
short game's always been his kryptonite.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Bruce. But my next pick again, it's going to be Matt Fitzpatrick, and it's mostly because of Ryder Cup. Ryder Cup pushes. He's outside of the top 12. He's number 13. He's got to get past Thomas Dietrich, and I think he just has to make a little surge. I think his irons are pretty solid, and he hits the ball far enough. Is he accurate? Let me look at his stats real quick.
Well, to your credit, though,
So
his last few outings have been incredible, and we saw this weekend Thomas
Yes.
Gentry just missed the cut at the Wyndham, so it can make Luke Donald, contemplate like, do I pick Matt? Do I pick Thomas Gentry? And Matt Fitzpatrick has history on the Ryder Cup team as opposed to Thomas Gentry too. So
and Nate, his accuracy, like I didn't find him too high up there in accuracy, but I will tell you, in the last 3 years, he's finished T5 in 22, he finished
Yo.
T66 in 23, and T18, and that's in this upcoming tournament, not the total
yeah,
standing. So
yeah,
yeah, so maybe not that, but he's played well at TPC Southwind.
Yo,
yeah,
let's go, Matt. Matty
yeah.
Ice.
He's trending.
Get
He's
you
trending.
get in the Ryder Cup. Make it an
Yeah.
Yeah.
interesting Ryder Cup, you know?
Absolutely. I'm gonna go with my next pick. This is a guy that doesn't have to prove his worth to the Ryder Cup. He's already on the team. He has been playing phenomenal this year. We see somebody like a guy like Cam Young who got his first win. I think it's time for this guy to get his first win on the PGA Tour. I'm taking a risk. I'm going Tommy Fleetwood, bro. He can be cool. He doesn't have to worry about impressing Luke Donald at all. He could just simply worry about playing golf. And when we talk about how dominant he's been this year, I think he's number 3 in scoring average, but the only in the top
Yeah.
8 who hasn't won a tournament.
Yes.
Yes, he's playing
Wow.
so good, bro. I believe this week at the FedEx Cup Championship, he can get his first victory, bro. He can get his first victory. There's no Rory, so there's no head Ryder Cup cabin for the European team. Even though I just said Fleetwood doesn't have to worry about being on a Ryder Cup
Yeah,
team,
he's
going to
in,
be
I
on
think,
it. He's
right?
in regardless, yeah. But we just want to see him play really well. He's 9 in approach shots, and I think with just kind of, if we want to keep playing the Ryder Cup game, I keep trying to separate the two, he can get his revenge on Keegan Bradley to some degree because of what happened to Travelers. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Keegan's in the field, dude.
Keegan's in the field, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
Tommy's also, well, he's number 23 I looked up in par 4 scoring average.
Yes,
And I
yes,
think they
yes.
said
Wow.
the reason par 4 scoring average is so key here is because, again, there's only 2 par 5s.
Yes.
all
So,
par 4s, yeah.
Tommy's up there, and you were spot on. Believe it or
Yeah.
not, like I was shocked to see he's number 3 in scoring average. Like, not shocked
Yes.
because he's so steady, but
Yeah.
I think, like you said, the fact that he hasn't won, that's what
Out
got
of
me.
that, yeah. The
That's
8
crazy.
people in it who are the top 8 have all got victories except Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dude, everybody knows how talented Tommy Fleetwood is. Like
Yeah.
that guy
Yep.
can do everything with the ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think everybody wants to see him win.
Yes.
Everybody.
True.
Like I
100%.
think, my dad taught me the game of golf, right? And when he did lose that playoff a while ago to Keegan, even I was talking to my dad that night, he's like, man, I just wanted to see Fleetwood win that. So I I think he's just a world favorite to see. Everyone wants to see him win. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're hungry for it. A lot of people are in his corner and finally see him get a victory, man. We hope it's this year. We don't want to continue to prolong by any chance, man. So yeah, I gotta go with the homie Tommy Fleetwood.
All right. So you mentioned him. So I'm going Keegan.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he's proved himself as a
He
captain,
has.
right?
He's had a good year. Yeah.
But he shines when he needs to shine, and I think he's gonna shine. So I have he missed the cut here in
He
22.
did.
He T43 in 23 and T59 last year. But the 2 stats that got me, something that you kicked off this episode with, is that he's number 13 in par 4 scoring average and 28 in strokes gained off the tee in accuracy.
That's good.
So I think
wow.
those two alone, again, you take top 28, but you take those 2 stats again. I think that's something that he needs there. So
Yeah.
I got Keegan.
So Bruce, I got a question for you. So he just missed the cut this week. And I think after he won the Travelers, everyone was like, if he picks himself at the Ryder Cup, we have no problem with that. But he has digressed a little bit from the Scottish Open and the Open, and now missing this cut.
Yeah.
So do you still have hopes that if he does play well, with him trying to make it more reasonable for him to play, that he can come out big and win this championship?
I do.
Yeah.
I do,
Yeah.
because I think he's still like, it also made me think like, hey, is that why Rory took the week? right? Because they do know like that on the back end of this, you got the Ryder Cup thing, but missing cuts gives them a little bit more time to maybe take care of some of the Ryder Cup stuff.
Okay.
And now the playoffs are here, so it's
Okay.
like okay, and Keegan, like he just has that switch, I think, like for the playoffs. Just to me, you think the playoffs is not far off from the Ryder Cup. Yeah, you got to make a team, but like you
Yeah.
got to have a person that can flip that switch, and he's one of those people I always have felt that can flip that switch.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like he's trying out for his own team.
I know.
He's trying out for his
Yeah.
own team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still wonder though if, again, we all wonder, it's like hypothetical, like, is he really thinking about it that much? Or does he already have a plan? That's what I just sit here on the couch and I'm like, does he already have a plan and just he's saying, let all the surrounding noise, like just make a story of it? Does he already have a plan? Because it's coming, it's close. Nate,
It's
I
funny.
caught
So
you there.
it was
Dude,
funny
yeah.
because Golf Channel talked about that too. They were talking about how like, has he already made a decision? And it's like, has he already made a decision now and just stick with that decision no matter what happened? You've already made a decision that you're going to play, or you're just going to make the decision that you're going to be a captain. And they're saying that maybe it's already been written, but they're just not telling anybody publicly, and they just want to let this thing play out. Because I think it can be a distraction to him as an individual if you're pondering it week to week. Just kind of establish it now. Maybe. That's just my thoughts. Yeah.
Again, let me flip the switch on you. How many times have you gone into the season, a couple weeks out, who's the starting quarterback?
Yeah.
They know. They just know, right?
Yeah.
That's my gut. But Nate,
That's
what were you
true.
doing? Nate,
That's
where did
a good point. We be knowing in the building like, hey, we already know this dude's starring, but they don't announce it till like the week of the game. Yeah.
No, I like part of me thinks yes, he's already picked. Like he's like, I already know what's gonna happen, whether he's gonna play in it or not.
Yeah.
Other half of me is because it's like, if he goes out and tells everyone, I'm already gonna play in it, and I already have like a plan, then these guys aren't gonna play hard and kind of like prove themselves. Like, because what if he's like, well, I'm gonna pick, let's say Harris English. He's like, no matter what, Harris English is in. Then Harris might not ball out anymore, and then you won't have any momentum going into the playoffs. I'm not saying Harris English would, but I'm just for example. But yeah, so he might have a plan, and I think that's interesting because then it's like, well, why did he miss the cut on the lot? Because like if he's like up all night thinking about who he's gonna pick, then it's like, all right, well, you have a little pass on why you missed the cut in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That makes you think like. It's just like NFL coaches, like they already know who's like the Browns are like, oh, is it going to be Joe Flacco? It's like, yes, it's going to be Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy you had there, Bruce.
Yeah.
Skipping number 3 on you, Nate. Oh, go ahead. No, say what you're gonna say. My bad.
No, Keegan was my third pick. Like he was. I was gonna pick him, and it really was just. I feel like if you're a captain, it's like hard to pick yourself, And if like the only way he can like be a playing captain is if he plays his way in. And if he, watch him like just be like, I'm not gonna play. That's why I'm gonna miss the cut. So then everyone's like, all right, that's why he's not playing in the right. That's what you're making me think of. It's like, he already knows he's not gonna play. Then he just like misses cuts and he's just like, I'm just gonna take it easy because mentally I'm preparing for Ryder Cup and like how to coach up the guys.
Yeah.
He's already scouting out the courses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But do you
I would have no problem with that.
Yeah, but do you think he really like is competitive? Like go back a couple seasons, right? And go to that Netflix episode.
I know.
Where,
that too.
And I'm like, I just don't. He's so competitive, and he always has been when he's appeared in the Ryder Cups, and he's appeared. I don't know. I just can't see that in Keegan.
For sure.
I don't know, but I mean, as much I was devastated, like watching that, like seeing
how
he had right.
When his wife was like, "Go give your dad a hug."
Go hug your dad.
She's like,
"Why?"
Go give your dad. Just hug him. I was like, that hurts, bro. That hurts so much.
Yeah, it does.
Nah, Keegan's solid. Like I said, I think he's trying out for his own team, and I hope he gives us legit reasons. And like we said, he'll be the first playing captain since Arnold Palmer, which would be awesome.
Yeah, I would love to see it. And Bruce, I think you're right. Like there's just some guys that can flip the switch, and he's definitely one of them. You know, like Rory could flip a switch. Bryson, except for this year. Scottie, we all know can flip a switch, you know.
I don't think he never needs to flip it. It's always on at that point.
Yeah.
Scottie.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But Keegan is one of those guys he's been up there, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good point. A guy I want to go with, I've been high on him all year. I think me and Nate, we talked about this either last week or 2 weeks ago. We might have just been talking about this when we were just golfing. I said if you would have switched and put give Scottie the season this guy's having, it would be considered a bad season, but it's really a good season for this guy. Russell Henley, bro. He has like 8 top 10s, has a victory, beat Colin Morikawa early when Colin Morikawa choked it off by hitting into the right rough once again. But statistically, too, it backs up everything he's been doing. He's 5th in strokes gained total. He's 5th in strokes gained tee to green. He's 6th in strokes around the green. And proximity to the hole is super important because I have this in stat for a dark horse guy. Dog, he's number 3. So I would like to see him win. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets himself another top 10 because he's having a really good year. One win in 8 top 10s, I would take that any day of the week.
Yeah.
But I think Russell Henley can come out here and sneak one in.
Number 15 in driving accuracy at 77%.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yes.
And number 13 in par 4 scoring average.
Yes. The driving actually what was huge for me, bro. 15, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Par 4 scoring average. It seems like
that is the key,
gonna be
bro.
Important this weekend. Yeah,
that's the key, bro.
And he was T6 and 23 here at Southwinds, and then 30th last year. So he's Do you guys see like sometimes like he's there, right? But he's like that flat constant.
Yeah. He's very level.
Sometimes it's like I just want, can he close the door? Can he get it done on Sunday? You know, and I mean he has. But sometimes there's just that flat energy, which I don't have an issue with. But yeah,
it was the Arnold Palmer I was thinking. That's where he beat Colin when he chipped in on that par 5.
Chipped it in. Yeah,
that was an amazing shot.
I remember that. It hit the pin. Yeah,
it was so great, man. So great. His only downfall was he missed the cut at the Masters. Besides that, he's been playing incredible.
Okay, so we're on our third one.
Yep, it's on you, Bruce.
So this is strictly off stats.
Okay.
Corey Connors.
Okay, the Canadian.
Corey Connors, 2022 T28, T6 in 2023 at Southwind, and T50 last year, but he's number 23 in par 4 scoring average.
Got to.
16 in strokes gained off the tee and accuracy, and he's 67%, number 18 in driving accuracy.
That's good.
And it's like you don't have to be long at this course. It's just I think it's the consistency thing. So if there's only 2 par 5s, you don't have to worry about, again, can he get them on in 2, etc. And there was something to like going through this since last night, looking at a couple of different things to at least give you good content.
There you go.
There were 3 of those that he just jumped out at me, and again he's another one. He's just Mr. Steady.
Yeah.
And but I could just see someone like that. And I'd like to see someone like that different. So my third pick is going to be Corey Connors. I know a lot of people might think it's a dark horse, but if you go off stats, there's a possibility.
Right. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The last few winners have been kind of, I won't say random, but to a degree. Like 2024 was Hideki. 2023, which I'm going to talk about this. I'm jump starting it. It's Lucas Glover. 2022 was Will Zalatoris. We just spoke about him, and unfortunately had to get surgery on his back.
Yeah.
And then Tony Finau, who's not having a good season at all, but then he won in 2021. And then last, I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole. And then after that, a live guy, former number 1, Dustin Johnson. So, the winners have been so sporadic, bro. Sporadic.
And if you look at 2023, though, like you mentioned Lucas Glover, but if you go back in and around that time of year, he was on a heater.
He was.
Lucas Glover was on a heater, and he won a couple events that really skyrocketed him, I think, in the end of 2023, right?
100%. Yeah. Yes.
I don't know if this guy might be a dark horse or not, but I'm going to pick Colin Morikawa.
That is a terrible pick.
Yo.
That is a horrible pick, but I want to hear the reasoning.
So, Ryder Cup push. Like he's outside the 6.
Good luck.
I I imagine after this week he's gonna drop further. He's like 8 or 7 right now.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna drop even further. But he's also number 9 in proximity on his approach shots. And when it comes to small greens, that's important. Dude,
Yeah.
and you know what? I forgot to say this earlier, but it's also like, yo, this is a completely tangential thought, but after watching the women's AIG Open, I was like, yo, Colin should take notes because literally every girl putted off the green. And when we were watching the Open, Colin was like chipping it off the green. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah. Especially
You
with
gotta Texas wedge
Zoysia.
that.
Yeah, Zoysia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to Texas wedge that crap, you know? Anyways, besides the point.
But Nate, I don't know if that's I know, Jeremy, you said that's like a dark horse, like you're crazy, but I didn't write his name down, but I'll tell you, when I was scrolling stats, you beat some of the key stats to win here. Like, he's actually pretty high up there, Jeremy. I don't know if you caught that, but like, I still didn't want to write his.
Do we think they're skewed from the beginning of the season?
It could be. But
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to pick him because I sent him a DM to try to see if I could get on his bag, and I never heard back. But no.
Again, guys, Bruce is a caddy on the Epson Tour, so that makes sense.
I was like, come on, Colin. But no, but yeah, I don't, he's his stats, you're right. But he's still up there, you know, in quite a few stats. But I don't know what they are, Nate, but I bet he was in like at least 5 of them when I looked at, but I still just couldn't write his name down.
Yeah,
He's 4th in driving accuracy. So the only caution I have is his short game and his putting, because he's not up there in those 2 categories. So
drive for show, putt for dough. So he ain't making.
I know. Yeah. So so with his stats, like let's say he plays to what his stats are this weekend, he'll contend, but he might not win because you gotta make putts to win.
I'm curious on who's on his bag.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's out there somewhere, but
Yeah.
yeah, bro.
Could be Bruce. Yeah.
Could have been Bruce. Could have been Bruce, man. Bruce should be packing his bag right now, headed to Memphis.
Well, you got to think about the pressure of whoever that caddy's going to be.
And we talked about
right?
that.
Because
yeah.
it's like, it's such a, like that's the thing about like Sophie was just so naturally just comfortable, right? It just was, right? Like, I'm smiling all the time. She's, like she'll tell you she's got that German, like serious, like let's go. And I'm, like, so she'll look at me and not want to smile. She smiles anyway. Right. So, but it's like the pressure of being on that bag of like, Colin, come on. I always say it's just golf. So, but I think 100%. You might, but again, it goes back, Jeremy, what you were saying, like maybe he's that surprise this week, but
we'll see, man.
Yeah.
I won't hold my breath at all. I will say that much for Colin, man. The guy I got, he's been high at the end of the season. Chris Goddard, bro. We saw him take on Rory at the Genesis Scottish Open. Yeah. Played him really well, man. A bit inaccurate with his driver in terms of accuracy, but he's 12 in scrambling. And in par 4s, birdie or better, he's top 25. And he's number 5 in bogey avoidance. And he's top 6 in scoring average. And he's also making Keegan think, do I pick him for the Ryder Cup? Because also with unfortunately, because I love this guy, with Novak kind of reverting backwards, Ben Griffin halted a little bit. I think Ben would be fine, but guys like Novak, who's reverting backwards, Tony Finau's reverting, Ricky Fowler's really not a thought. Think we get a guy like Chris Garb. He can continue to add to his resume going into the Wydham Championship. So I think Chris Garb has a really good chance. And like I said, he can be a little inaccurate off the tee. Number 12 in scrambling, I think he can make up for it. So,
and he's in, again, like we talked about, you mentioned Lucas Glover. I mean, he's on a heater too. Like he's got that confidence going right now.
I like Luke.
Yeah.
And you can just see that. But did you guys take notice? Probably the first time I've ever noticed it, but it really caught my eye at the Open. You realize that he doesn't Velcro his glove? Did you see that?
I did not know that. No, I just look at his short backswing.
I am telling you. So at first I thought, I watched him drive it on. It was on, final round. And I'm like, did he just drive the ball and forget to, Velcro his glove?
Yeah.
And it had my eye. The rest of the round, he doesn't Velcro the glove. I've never seen it.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
he's trying to be like those wide receivers that like never because I was in high school, like Anquan Bolden never Velcroed his glove, you know. Like,
Yeah.
That's funny.
So yes, I didn't know if you guys took notice of that, but I was just talking
I
about that
did
earlier
not.
this week. So
yeah.
I did not. It's good.
so number
Interesting.
4 on me.
Yep.
All right. So again, I'm going on, on the trend right now and just this event, but Aaron Rye.
I love two glove Aaron Rye.
So
And he always plays good at the Wyndham too. So yeah, go ahead, Bruce.
he
I like it.
does. So Aaron, he's 2022, he finished 51st, 23, 49th. Last year, 16. So he's progressed at Southwind, but
Trending. Yes.
stat wise, number 13 in par 4 scoring average, number 22 in strokes gained off the tee in accuracy, and this one got me. He's number 2 on tour driving accuracy at batting 73%.
Sheesh.
And like he's another one that's kind of just but he's consistent. And again, Nate, you played at a different level than I'll ever play at, but
Same.
you know what that means, right? That consistency. And there's this he always has that. My thing is he contends on the weekend, but he always has that one round. But
it goes
I just
slow,
watched the way he's been playing lately, and then I pulled in all those stats, and again, he's been trending upwards since 2022 at Southwind. So this might be the year.
This
And
could be the year.
Yeah. He did really well in, like, I think the Players, the U.S. Open, he was leading a little bit.
He was.
He is that steady Eddie, and again, like what you're saying, like we talked about this in previous episodes, but it's like being good week after week is so hard to do, and that's what he's been doing. Like he's just he was great at the Masters. Like he at one point was like top 5, I think, and
he always sneaks in there somewhere, and you're like, "Hey, there's Aaron Rye," and then you look around, and he's like, "Oh, he's back to 15 now." But he always peeks his head up in there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he does.
All right,
get to our dark horse portion.
Dude, so I didn't know if this guy counts as a dark horse or not, but I was gonna pick Sam Burns as a dark horse.
That's fine. Depends how you define it.
Because he hasn't won yet, you know.
He has not
this year. But like looking up his stats, his par 4 scoring average is 3.98, which puts him at 13th. And then we all know how great at putting he is. The only thing that I don't like is his proximity on his approach shots and his scrambling. So I feel like, yes, he can make the birdies, but then he might not be able to cut off those mistakes, kind of like the same way what's her name did, Yamashita did today.
Yeah.
Like where she like would hit a bad chip shot, but then will still make the putt.
Yeah.
So I get a little bit nervous of like, hey, if there's like a bogey chance, he's gonna make the bogey.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think that's a fair take too, because I mean, obviously every person would trade with this guy, but like we always go back to when he said, if I can trade anything with Scottie, I would trade his irons. And then Scottie said I would take Sam Burns' putter. I mean, obviously everybody would take Scottie's irons, but if he can just have both those things work in conjunction, he's scary, bro. Yeah. He is super scary. So yeah, and obviously I'm hopeful for him. I know I picked him and stuff as an actual winner. But I don't think that's a bad pick. But yeah, if his irons are not working, it will be a long day for him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's owed it too, especially if you look at what happened at Oakmont, not getting. I still think about what happened at Oakmont, him not getting the drop with that, that standing water.
Yeah, the casual water.
He
got 2 opinions.
Yeah,
he got denied both, which is crazy.
Yeah, I'm not taking you too far back, but I think again, I know you picked him as a winner, Geremy, but that's. I think at this point though, in the top 70, I mean, outside of 10, maybe 10 players, like anyone's a dark horse, right? But Sam Burns, until he wins, like you got to get So, yeah.
I think he's 21. I think he's 21st in FedEx Cup points too, by the way.
Yeah,
I looked around there.
Like I said earlier, he's 13 in par 4 scoring average too. So
yeah.
Take that. So
yeah. Well, let's say
anyone's a dark horse besides 10 players. That's
that's hilarious. That's funny.
Sorry.
My dark horse. We've already been kind of talking about this guy, older guy. I think he was so lethal in the playoff win in 2023 when he won the FedEx Cup Championships. Lucas Glover, man. Like, I remember it was so hot in Memphis. I remember that still shot of Lucas Glover having his hand in the cooler, just tired. But he just came out so lethal. I think I might be wrong. I think he just took his gloves off because it was just so humid down there that he just started hitting with, barehanded, bro. But statistically, man, he's ranked top 5 in proximity to the green. And so I'm thinking he's going to be pin seeking the whole time. And what we talked about with only being there 2 par 5s and some par 4 scoring, he is top 10 in driving accuracy, but he doesn't have to hit that far. He's probably lower on the driving distance category, but like, who cares? He's accurate. He pin seeks. Only thing I am concerned about, his putting ranking, he's 140. But again, if he's hitting it 5 feet from the hole, at minimum, I'm thinking par. Now, obviously, par golf doesn't win unless you're at Oakmont. So obviously he's going to have to convert those to birdies. But I think Lucas Glover, especially looking at his final 3, tournaments he played in. Travelers, he finished T9. John Deere finished T5. The Open Championship, a solid T23. So I think he's playing some good golf. The only fear is in regards to bigger tournaments. It just kind of depends on which one you get because he's missed out on 2 majors this year. I believe he missed the Masters and the U.S. Open. But then he does well at, like, the Players Championship, for instance. He'll play really well there because he was pretty close there. I think at the Players, let me find it, finished T3. So that says a lot about him, as well as the Travelers, another signature event, finished T9th. So it's like, man, which Lucas Glover are we going to get? As a dark horse, I'm hoping I see 2023 for him because, again, when he beat Cantlay, that was ice cold Cantlay. That was Ryder Cup, take off the hat Cantlay that he defeated. So that's my take when it comes to Lucas Glover.
Okay, I have so many dark horses, but their names. But so again, Nate and Jeremy watching this weeks past, and as you're doing it, like when I think dark horse, I gotta pull out a name that you're just be like, oh,
okay,
yeah.
So I'm going Maverick McNeely.
Okay,
trending, all right.
Go ahead.
He's just trending. But he 2022 he finished 31st there. Didn't qualify last year, and then he took a T12 last year. Only stat really, he's 38 in strokes gained off of tee accuracy. So I can't go down a laundry list like you, but I've just been kind of seeing him peak, up over your fence, and then he ducks back down. There's just something telling me that, like, I don't know, he's still so young. Right, and I think he's still got his brother on the bag now.
Yeah, Stout McNeely. Yeah,
and I think that's just like, I don't know. I just see it. Sorry, I don't have any more deep, but I just see him winning it.
No, that's fine.
That's my dark horse.
He had a good season last year, I think, if I recall. Like, he was the one that, like, the guy that chipped it in at the Players, and then he putted in, like, off the green, like the next hole or something like that.
But he's had those moments. Nate, you're right, but this year you've seen him, like, on the first page quite a bit more than I think you can say you have in the past. And it just seemed like, am I doing this or am I not? And then once this year, when I saw he got his brother on the bag, I'm like, okay, like maybe this is a sign, like, well, look, we're all in, we're doing this. So Maverick McNeely, he's my first dark horse.
I was actually in a Bible group with his brother when they came here for the Waste Management. So that's where I met Stout in person. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what Maverick stands in his faith, but it was cool seeing his brother there.
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool. My last dark horse-ish pick is Harris English. Just because, so right now he sits at 6 in the Ryder Cup rankings. And I think if he plays poorly, he can play his way out. And I think he wants to keep his spot on that team. His stats, I don't feel like back it up, but I'm also like, dude, he got second at the Open. So, if we see a little glimpse of that, you gotta think about, like, dude, the Open was like, if Scottie didn't show up, Harris English would have won because he was solo second. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just some of those tournaments, like, dude, if you just take out that one guy, that would. It's like what does Rory need to shoot? He needs to shoot Scottie.
What does Rory need to shoot to win? He needs to shoot Scottie.
He needs to shoot Scottie.
I had a buddy text that to me, and I'm like, and he lives over in Jersey, and I was like, bro, whatever you, I didn't answer him. I was like, because I was recording it. Because I thought he was gonna like tell me and give it all away, and then the next day he goes, "Bro, you ruined my joke."
That's
Um,
hilarious.
but yeah, but I think if Scott, 'cause I honestly don't know if Sky's gonna show up this weekend. Like I feel like the Tour Championship he'll play, but this is like a tune-up week for Scotty. I feel like, or these next 2 weeks are tune-up weeks for him. So, um, so yeah, if Scotty just kind of have whatever day, and Harris English has the Open, his performance at the Open, dude, he'd be right up there.
The funny thing, this is the first time since the three of us been talking right here that you mentioned Scotty's name. So it's like we're just not even talking about it.
Bro,
No, yeah,
every week,
So
bro. I never
crazy.
pick. It's
can't.
nothing fun about it.
Yeah, I know, but
It's
you're
like
like, we're
saying
like,
like, oh, the sun's gonna raise tomorrow.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we
like
But
don't.
that's it.
but I tell you, but that's what I've loved about your podcast, though, right? It's like, what are we, 20, 25 minutes in, and that's the first time his name was mentioned.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so,
Yeah,
but yeah, I
I
love it.
just part of it. I don't want to be like a hater, but part of it, there's a piece of me that's like, I don't really want to see him win because same story, like I don't want to see the same story over and over again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I also want Tiger to keep his dominance of like, dude, I'm so sick of the Scotty versus Tiger
Yeah.
talk. I'm like, dude, Tiger's the GOAT.
Yeah, and its
Don't
totality is
even
not even close. But
don't even
Scotty's
think
on a
about it.
great 2 year run where like
Yeah.
there's some things that
Yes,
are in comparison. Yeah.
But I
yes,
think,
I get. Sorry,
no, go ahead,
what did you
please,
say?
Nate.
I was gonna say I get that Scotty is better than the stock market,
hmm
but Tiger is better than the stock market and Scottie Scheffler. So,
But
sorry, what were you gonna say?
it's just, you know what's perspective? It's a new perspective for me that I've got from this is that just like you're saying right now, like, right? So were you a Tiger fan,
I
Nate?
was, yeah,
So you never want to see him lose. So if we were having this conversation 15 years ago, you would be like, no matter what, you'd be picking Tiger. You'd be saying. So what's interesting, I was a big Tiger fan too. I shouldn't say was, right? Like I'm a
yeah,
Tiger fan, right? Because I look
for
at
sure.
the game of golf. And like I would never root against him, but there are how many other people that were Phil fans and everything else that were like they were like wanted to see Tiger lose. So it's interesting to hear you say you didn't say you want to see him lose. You're just like, okay, I'm kind of done with it. But for me, so like we're on the opposite side of it now, right? Because it was
Yeah,
all like no matter what, of all the haters that didn't want Tiger. But my thing with Scotty is that I think it's his humbleness, his honesty, and it's his faith that I just don't want to see him lose. So it's another
yeah,
like, but I know what you mean though. Like we don't want to
yeah.
see
There's
people lose, but I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
no, no, like there is a back and forth because I do, like, I think Scotty is an admirable guy, and like he is a guy that you want to root for. Like he just has great values.
Yeah,
He loves his family. He has no off the course issues, and it
yeah,
just like he's kind of like a like everyone loves Kirk Cousins because of the because
yeah,
of the quarterback. It's kind of like I feel like Scotty's the same way, but it's just being a Tiger fan. And it is kind of like an old story. I'm like, Scotty
yeah,
again,
yeah,
At least Tiger made it interesting with like he would be down a little bit and had to make an eagle to force a playoff against Ernie Els or something like that.
hmm
There, I feel like there was just a lot more
yeah.
interesting golf and interesting shots, and he revolutionized the game.
He did.
But
He did.
yeah, and and I the other another piece of me too is like how many guys have we said that was going to dethrone Tiger? Like when Rory came on the scene, we're like, all right, Tiger's going to pass it to Rory, and
Yeah.
kind of fell off. Then Spieth came on the scene, we're like, it's going to be Spieth. It's going to be Spieth's league, and he fell off. And
Yeah.
I actually don't want to see. I don't want to see Scotty fall off like that. Like
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to see like a. I don't want to see him turn into a DJ. I don't want to see him be like Brooks. I don't want to see like I want him to like maintain it. Like, hey, he's still the greatest right now. Like, there's no question.
Yeah.
And I want to see him maintain that for sure. But it's just like I get sick of the Scotty Tiger. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like LeBron and Jordan. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, Tiger is way better.
Yeah. There's two other things too that jump out at me is like, and I don't know if you guys would, and Jeremy, I think you're gonna learn this real soon here come the end of the year. But if you go back to like the other thing I admired about Scotty is that like go back to like so Jordan Spieth had their first baby. he kind of fell off, right? You
Mm,
had JT, but go back to Ricky. It's like I think a lot of people don't realize that's what I admire. Like Scotty's like just stayed steady through it all, right? Those guys, because when you have a
That's a
child,
good point.
if you are indebted to that, right? Which again, Jeremy, that's why I said, but
yeah.
there's like it's just something different, right? So I think that's another thing is like that's something that was a new event in his life, and he still just kept being Scotty. Then on the non-flashy side, he's like Tiger's had a trend, right? Like you knew what was Tiger going to wear on Sunday.
Sunday red
That's
Yeah.
it. Same thing, but Ricky brought that same little flair. What was Ricky going
with
to
the
wear?
Yeah.
orange. Yeah.
Right. But
Orange.
like Scotty doesn't, Scotty's like, you just don't know. Right.
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't
That's
have
true.
that little like something that people are going to be like, oh, Scotty's on Sunday, Scotty's going to be
It's not
wearing.
iconic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing.
He's not
Yeah.
going to be wearing that burnt orange from Texas,
Yeah.
right? Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But
Ugh,
yeah,
gross. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like there's like trendy, but you said iconic. There's just that, I don't know. I mean, up until Tiger's contract with Nike, right? He was still wearing the TW shoes and the
Yeah.
Nike TW
Yeah.
stuff, right? So I don't know.
You know what would be cool? Sorry, I don't want to keep lingering on Scotty, but like, what if the thing that makes him iconic is his family? Like, because Nike has a great advertising and public relations team, and they made that like the ad, like you already won with him and his child, and like, what if that's like the thing that makes Scotty iconic? Like,
Yeah.
we got players that wear certain things. We got players that do like John Daly smokes cigarettes. That guy, like, there's other things that make other players iconic. But what if for once, like, we get a player that, hey, what's so iconic about this guy?
He
Family,
loves his
family
family.
over
Well,
everything. You
Yeah.
know?
I don't think that's a question anymore, though, right? You're saying what if? Look at what took the highlights of the Open.
Yeah, that's
His
a
Yeah.
good
son
point.
running up the
Yeah,
His
green, he
son.
fell off, he
Yeah.
fell to his hands. The one guy was
Yeah.
going to come help him up. Like,
yeah.
and
And
so
then
if you go back to this year, look at his
uh
interviews. It starts with Meredith and the baby. Like
Yeah.
it. So I think your what if's already been answered, Nate.
that's true.
Yeah.
And at the PGA, he had this. He put his son down to like when he was signing the scorecard,
Yes, you
and
never saw
then
that.
yeah. You know what, dude? That means Scotty needs to start having more kids, so then they're just like more little babies, so then they can be.
Yeah,
Then it's like,
Scotty's army
yeah,
is going to replace Arnie's army.
Yeah.
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 There you go. Yeah, that's what's gonna make Scotty stand out among all the other greats in sports everywhere. You know.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a good take, man. Shout out to Scotty, bro.
yeah.
I guess in this hard term events, my dark horse is
Oh, yeah.
which this guy hasn't been as hot lately, man. But we all remember the incredible, I don't know, call it 56-foot putt he made at the U.S. Open. Already kind of securing his Ryder Cup standings too. But I think you want to see some momentum going into it, as opposed to like, man, you were just hot this one time. Give me JJ Spun, bro. He did miss the Scottish Open, but he did play pretty solid in the Open, finished with a T23. But I think he also played well, kind of showing that was kind of like baby JJ Spun when he had the showdown between him and Rory
Rory
at the
Players.
Players Championship, right? And it's just like, dog, if he'd have made that putt on hole 18 that just missed by inches, maybe we're talking a little bit different here. But I think he needs to start to regain like some murmurs about JJ Spun. Like, man, JJ Spun's a really good golfer. You don't want to be an accidental number 4 or 5 FedEx Cup golfer. You want to be like, yo, I'm consistent enough where like I am a threat here. So my dark horse, even though people think it's weird because this guy's top 5 in FedEx is a dark horse, but as of lately, I want to see him kind of, make some noise. Like, man, this guy's a real threat for the Ryder Cup, man. And if I get paired up against Rory or Ludwig in a 1v1 at Bethpage, I have a good chance that JJ Spawn can win this. So I'm going JJ Spawn.
Yeah,
That's a
and
good point. Yeah.
he took 42nd and 22, and then 24th last year. And then I
Yeah,
don't know if you saw his other two stats because I had him here. Number
yeah,
41 in strokes gains off the tee and accuracy, and 23 in par four scoring.
which is good. I
So
didn't really look
Wow.
statistically for him. I just went based off like what I just want to see for the American side in Ryder Cup. And you're on the team, bro. There's nothing else. So
Yeah.
I need I need this. I need to see you play. Like, I don't want to be so dependent on Scotty and Xander.
yeah,
Like, I need you to show up too, as
yeah,
if you're gonna be the number 3 guy.
true. So my second dark horse is and I am American, by the way, Nate. I'm not Canadian, but for some reason it's this Team Canada thing.
Is it Nick Taylor?
I,
Yeah.
yeah, but I was so close. But
Corey
listen,
Connors and Nick Taylor.
I was so close to JT because
Oh wow.
he's been trending well, but I'm not picking him. But
Yeah.
stat wise, if you look at him, like he's fared really well here at Southwind. He's what, 22? He finished 13th. 23, he didn't make it to Southwind because back then I think it was still different, right? It was more than the top 70, I think. And then last year he took 30, but he's number 2 in par 4 scoring average.
That's
Like
good.
that, and that one really jumped out. But you said it, Nick Taylor.
That's funny.
And it's just strictly off stats. Like I looked, so
That's,
he's 24 in driving accuracy at 66% and 23 in par 4 scoring. And I know, like, I look at those numbers, you're like, oh man, well, number 23 and number 24, it's not that high, but it's really high. If you were to now peel out all the players and just make it these top 70, he'd be really up there in like the top 6 of those. Because I sat there and was just, and that's where like we're all talking about these stats. They're number 2 in this, 23 in that. But if you now take out all those players in between that 23 and number 1 that didn't make it to the
for sure.
playoffs,
For
they're a
sure.
lot higher in the field.
Good point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a great point. It's a great point.
The number two in par 4 scoring average you might have swung me, you know, like
JT?
panning for are you talking about JT or Nick
No,
Taylor?
JT was number 2 in par 4 scoring average. That's really the one yeah. JT was for this up, to date, and that was through last week through 3M. But no,
He's number 5 in the standings, FedEx Cup.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why someone knows his name. I was waiting for one of you to jump on that too, because he's right there, But so
I thought JT did good in Happy Gilmore too as well. He was like, I'm not gonna win this thing. I'm hoping for you to win this thing, and he was just taking photos.
Hey, Xander got me. Like, how many people do you think are gonna say that's what she said after he hits?
Oh no!
From the Happy Gilmore, because he kept saying that, right? Like that was his line.
That's what she said.
You watch. I'm telling you, that's going to be the new thing that's going to haunt him out here at these tournaments. Because those couple of knuckleheads that yell.
Yeah. There's like some hecklers out there.
He's going to tee off number 1 this week, and someone's going to say, that's what she said. I guarantee it. Hold me to it.
Same thing with Ricky. Like, now that's what she said.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that movie was so funny.
What do you guys think? He made a change, right? You see, he made some changes in the bag. He's trending up. Do you think he could be a dark horse?
Ricky? I don't know, man. I'm scared to pick Ricky.
He may change shafts. I mean, he made a couple changes I read about early last week leading into this.
Hey, man, if he's still Cobra, there's no chance.
Yeah.
Because I'm mad how Cobra's ruining Max Homa. Yeah, I'm not a Cobra guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, Lexi hasn't won this year, and she's Cobra. So I don't know, man.
And Max Fly. So
yeah. What the heck? That's random.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see Ricky Fowler. I mean, he is playing better. But to win better, I don't think so. And he had an interview before the Wyndham talked about too. He was like, I would love to be part of the Ryder Cup. I think he's been on the Ryder Cup team 5 times, I believe, somewhere around there. He was like, man, I'd love to be on the Ryder Cup team. I have a good time, but like, has my play shown it? Not necessarily, but I would like to go on a good stretch where like Keegan has to consider me. But if it came down to the day, he was like, it would not be. So
yeah.
Hopefully that plays true.
Is he in the BMW or is he?
Nah, he might be like 63.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what if he tries to make a little surge this weekend?
He has to.
For FedEx Cup and Ryder Cup.
Yeah, he has to. He has to. So.
We'll see. That though, Jeremy. Though he's 64.
Okay,
he threw that out there, like man.
Yeah. Hey, I just when it's Sunday, and specifically if my wife has to work, I'm just looking up all stuff for me and Nate do this. If my wife's here, it's kind of hard because I gotta hang out and stuff and tend to her and stuff like that. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
But when she's not here, I'm just like mad scientist, like boom, 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 all this stuff, just trying to figure out everything, bro. Like I said, I want to be credible. That's why.
That's some of the stuff I looked at, and that's why, again, I'm respecting what you two built. That's why I'm looking at this like pretty deep too, because the other thing, like we're looking about Ryder Cup, who's going to make the Ryder Cup, and they got to press. Well, what about those players outside the top 50 that got to get to the BMW? And that's where I went with like an Aaron Rye. He's right there. Like the Chris Kirks of the world. But some of these guys want to get higher up the list, So
Yeah.
that's why that's why I really like another reason I forgot to mention why I liked Aaron Rye, because it's like he's got to play great, not just
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I pick based off like Ryder Cup and stuff, because it's and FedEx Cup is because like most of these guys can't switch it on to an extent. That's why they're in the league,
Mm-hmm.
because like at some point in their career they switched it on and they won some event, and I'm like, who knows who's going to switch it on this week?
Yeah.
That's why we get like these more or less like undercard names that win sometimes on these like signature events or even like JJ Spawn at the U.S. Open. Like, no offense to him, but he was like an undercard kind of guy.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen, and especially if someone has something to play for, that might give them the little urge to like, I'm going to flip that switch, and then play above my means.
Are there any other players, like top players out there? And I'm saying top, like inside, like let's just say the top 20 in the FedEx that you think have an outside chance if they play great through the FedEx Cup that can make the Ryder Cup, like a name like a Ben Griffin.
I already mentioned Chris Gardner up.
Yep.
I don't know. Like outside the top 20 for Ryder Cup, or
Yeah, just like is there like a name like Ben Griffin? Like what does he do? And I'll put you on the spot. Like what's that name do for you when it comes to like Ryder Cup as well as he's been playing and what he sits in stats?
I think he has a higher chance because like I had him and Novak on the same spectrum. They're both best friends. They were both partners in the Zurich Classic. Andrew Novak played really good at the RBC Heritage, but lost on that amazing putt at the Justin Thomas.
Yep.
Ben Griffin goes and wins 2 at the Charles Schwab, and I forgot the other one he won, but the Zurich, duh. And I just think the way like outside of just winning, Ben Griffin's been more consistent. I also heard Andrew Novak say this weekend that like he's been battling a little bit of injury, but I just had those two guys on the same spectrum. But I think Ben Griffin has a higher chance of already kind of being picked because of how well he's been playing, as opposed to picking a inconsistent Jordan Spieth as of lately, who just had his second or third kid. So I don't know if that I don't know if that plays a part too. Yeah. So it's almost like I don't even see Ben Griffin as a guy on the outside looking in. I just think like you're fine. Just kind of keep playing steady. Finish top 15. You should be good because there have only been I think 6 two-time winners this year, and Ben Griffin's one of them.
Yeah.
So only person I said that I mentioned was Chris Gardner. I do have 2 hot takes of people who are not going to make the Ryder Cup team, and I had Patrick Cantlay and Colin Morikawa.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think Colin's not going to make it either, dude. Like, if he goes crazy the next 3 weekends, now it makes things a little more interesting, right?
Oh, no, then you just pick him because he's going to move up regardless. Yeah, you pick Colin if he goes crazy, but I doubt he goes crazy.
I doubt he goes crazy, too. Like, I think we're at the rebuild part of the year for Colin.
Yes. Until he can find someone steady on the bag and get his confidence up. And
get his short game figured out.
Then no.
Even the captain's picks, how much do you guys think that energy plays into it? Like the type of energy someone brings.
They were talking about that too, man. I watched a lot of stuff this morning. They were saying Golf Channel, I'm going to cite my source. Golf Channel was talking about how like people always want to say that, we just want the 12 best players. It's like that's not necessarily true. You want the 12 best players that can tolerate each other. So, like respectfully, if Keegan Bradley is looking at between Sam Burns and Wyndham Clark, who are you picking?
Sam Burns.
I don't have time for you to be destroying lockers and throwing your golf club into T-Mobile signs and stuff like that. The only outlier I would say if he was still playing steady would be Cantlay because historically he's ice cold. That would be the only outlier, the person who like I don't know if there's friction or anything in there. I mean they all had his back when he took off his hat and all that type of stuff, which was cool. But it's all about who can tolerate each other throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, because I've always thought that too. Because I mean, realistically, if you think about it, your ball, your score, you're only on an island final day. I mean, you have a partner the rest of the week. Early on in the week too. So it's like, what do they bring to the table? What kind of energy? Like we talked about some of the players, at least on the golf course, like from a TV perspective, it's like how they're kind of dry. Like there's no up, no down. And that's what I meant about that energy. It's like, are you going to bring like a Keegan, right? Like that energy that got missed out on a couple years ago. But that's why I asked you guys that.
Yeah.
No,
It's a
yeah,
fair question.
I think the getting along matters more because it's like sometimes in golf, it's such a mental game. Like the person that can keep the energy level here might be a great playing partner, but like if you're the guy that's like if you're doing alternate shot and you get mad at your opponent because he missed the green and now you got this chip you got to deal with, and then now that causes a little friction the rest of the round, then it's like, dude, can you tolerate each other? Because then now you're gonna have the negative energy. But yeah, I don't know. I also I think some guys feed off the energy, and some guys, don't care for it. Like I don't think Scotty cares for the energy.
No,
Like it's like if
yes,
it's
you're right. Because look
yeah
at his performance. But yeah, I don't think that's his thing. Again, I think if
Yeah.
it's not the
yeah
church, it's not the Bible, it's not his family. It's like everything else to him. It's like, I mean, look, he said it in the interview.
yeah
Yeah.
exactly. It's like who
Everything's
cares,
vanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. But now I don't want to carry us too long, man. Hey, Bruce, again, we thank you for coming on here, just talking golf, man. With a sincere heart, thank you for just supporting, Golf and Gospel podcast, Golf Gospel the show, man. Hopefully, again, all three of us can get out at some time and play some golf, man. But guys, if you watch this episode, let us know in the comments, man, who you think can win the Wyndham Championship. What are your thoughts on Ryder Cup implications? Let us know your thoughts also on the last LPGA major, man. We love talking women's golf here. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Golf and Gospel Podcast with our guest Bruce, the homie Nate, and myself, Jeremy Davis.
Thanks for having me.
Peace. Yes, sir.
Of course.